Okay, now that the sub is not backing up. Now that the sub is not in the way, we can proceed. Now we have, this is a power that's already hooked up to the engine as we went forward. Now we got to do ground, and basically what ground is if you didn't know, it grounds out all the static electricity, and basically all you're doing is taking this and screwing it to hard metal on your car, just like the chassis of your car. So I found my hard metal and I already sanded it, and I actually had the screw already pre-out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take this and slip this through the hole. And remember, sanding in is important. You don't want, because this green is actually, you do know, because if you didn't know, then you just slow. But this green is painted metal, and you want it bare metal. It gives you better ground. For nothing blows out. Very important. That's what a negative lead on your car is as well. It's just grounded to the chassis. So now I'm tightening this screw. Get as tight as you can. Use a pair of pliers. Just get it a little bit tighter. Now you have ground. Sanded ground. Make it a little bit tighter. That's right there. It doesn't have to be that far because you're mounting the amp right there. So I just put it around like that. And the carpet actually grooves into that hole right there. So now you have positive and negative. You just put some of this extra wire through this hole. Now you have positive and negative. If they stay together, there you go. So negative is just negative going around here to this ground. And positive, as you already know, goes all the way to the front to the engine. So yeah, cool. Now we can just put this back down. Put these back in the grooves. This goes right in there. Now that's done. Just put this back on. All that is done. And that's basically as far as getting negative, positive. Remember, negative is just ground, bare to bare metal. Positive goes right to your positive lead in your battery, as you see. Now we work with these two. Now let me get everything situated back here, then we're gonna skip ahead to these two things. So it's pretty simple stuff. Well, you know what, before we do that, I'm actually gonna put this amp into position. So now we had the amp in position. I'm gonna screw these holes on real quick. I can't do that. Now that's secure. That's not going anywhere. And basically the back of these chairs and the Ford Explorer is plastic, so it's not really that hard to make a screw hole. It's plastic. So so now that we have all that done, this is screwed into place. Amp is right here, and the sub is right here. We're gonna actually move the sub back over because we're actually gonna need to get on this side. Because now, note, when you're routing your positive and you're routing your aux cables and your remote cable, you want to do it on the opposite side. So if you route your positive on this side of the car, you want to route your aux. You want to route your aux and your remote cable on that side of the car. Now in my case, I've routed my positive on the right side of the car. So I'm gonna route the aux and the remote on the left side of the car. That's very important because you don't want, you don't want the surge just coming out of this to get into your music and it just give distortion and stuff like that. So it's not really good stuff. Move the sub back over. Alpine Type R, 12-inch, set at 4 ohms. This thing is a monster, and it's kind of sad because it's still got it underpowered. And once I get that piece of crap Sony, and I get something better than that, like a Kenwood or something like that, it'll be knocking. So I plan on getting 2 more of those. So it's gonna be pretty tight when it's done. This is just a starter sub and a starter amp, something cheap, you know what I'm saying? Because money was tight. But let me keep it moving. Okay. Hey, that's me. Okay. Now we route that. So let me get the cable. Believe it or not, this is actually very difficult to shoot with one hand and install with one hand. You gotta bear with me. So what we're gonna do with this is be back. I'm gonna route this up here. Let me show you in the Ford Explorer if you never know. This is how I take my stuff off. These 2 screws right here go into 1, 2, and basically just gonna pry it off. I can get to it. Come on. Hold that, like show that. Get this. That's basically it. Just pry it right off. And now we have the back of our deck. So I'm gonna route these through from the back to the front. Same procedure. You just take all your plastic off, route it behind the carpet. Pretty simple stuff. You don't have to really explain that. It's just routing it. So yeah.